Hey there, everybody. Welcome back to Valcast. We're streaming again. This is our sixth episode of A Blaze of Cruelty, and today we only have three players. We have Sin, who's playing the lovely Brienne.
Hello.
We have Daniel, who's playing the lovely Timothy.
Yo.
We have Gabby, who's playing the lovely Veracasa.
Hello.
Today, the role of James will be played by me, and I've got some instructions to handle stuff if it comes up, but otherwise, um, it is what it is. So, any questions before we get started?
Did we make it back to the inn?
Yeah. You guys made it back to the end.
Oh, good.
Any technical problems you guys are having that we can solve right now that need fixing right now, or are we good?
I seem good on my end.
Everybody give me a test roll. I see you got a test roll done and out of the way there, Brienne.
Yep.
Just want to make sure everything's going smoothly over there. It's a big 3.
Get that 3 out of the way.
Getting that 5 out of the way, too. All right. Cool. Okay, just a reminder where the calendar is, so you can see what time it is in game. That's under the little tab that says Journal Notes, and there should be an SC button that should bring up your little calendar. Okay. We begin. I'm gonna load this scene for you. In Sorath, at the boarding house, you guys are walking back from the graveyard after a harrowing encounter in the Bone Pit, a crypt within the grounds of Sorath's graveyard. You had done some general poking around of the graveyard with our researcher, Piper Halethorpe. She gathered some samples. She was very adamant and thankful for your help. And then you guys went into the crypt at her behest. You poked around in there a little bit, and you found that it was haunted by a wraith. That wraith reacted poorly to the light, attacked you all, and managed to deeply wound Rianne before you all escaped. You made it back to the boarding house, and that is where we will begin our session, right here outside the boarding house. Okay. And so the scene is yours. So I find my frickin' tavern song.
Now would be a good time for a long rest, I think.
Oh, yeah. Definitely. A long rest. Oh, tired.
Ahead of you all, you see a rather large Saurian Scaldy approaching the boarding house.
That's just fine.
Can I
Not
do
actually care.
some sort of check to see what I remember? Because I was part of the Scaldi
Yes.
quest, so I'm curious if she's familiar with enough with the different types of Scaldi now, and if he seems if I can glean anything from why he's here.
Okay. Yeah, this would be a insight check because you're gathering some insight on him and his demeanor, as well as looking back on your own experience with the Scaldi. You know, that was almost good.
I know.
Okay, so you recall the Scaldi being very strong warriors. You recall them having strong traditions. This Scaldi's alone. He is well armed and armored. He's probably a merc. He's probably looking to make his way in the world that way. Now that he's legally accepted inside of human borders or human cities.
I
He
will greet him on the way in.
ah as he goes to open the doors, and you both see the three of you see Sonia Harding kind of like jump out of her chair a little bit in surprise. And as you approach him, he turns and looks at you. If I can get it to flip. Flip. Ugh.
Is that the sound he makes?
That's the sound he made.
Okay. What brings you to these parts?
Am warrior looking for fight money. You're picking up that his Kruik is not very good.
I don't know. Does she know Scaldi?
No, your character does not know Scaldi.
I guess that would have made the other encounter very
Easier?
easy.
Yes.
Yeah. Sorry, I can't concentrate because I have a dog that is really asking for my attention at the moment.
I understand.
Um,
He is satisfied with his answer and then is going to turn back around as if the conversation has ended and then move inside.
Well, alrighty then.
yeah.
He takes up quite a bit of space, you see, as comes in. His head, he has to duck under the doors to get into the building. His head is maybe 2 feet from the ceiling. He's about 8 or so feet tall. He's red scaled. He's got big horns and spikes along his body. He is carrying a large glaive. See, Rianne is going straight to bed.
Damn straight. Have
I
you
will,
looked at my hit points?
Out of 44, how are you feeling right now? Oh, about a 17. Oh, that's terrible.
I
go ahead.
think Vera's
There
fine.
we go.
Yeah, Vera's unharmed.
So I'm gonna stay up a bit. I'm gonna just try to scope out the conversation that our friend is inevitably gonna have with Sonia, and just try to like keep an ear out and try to alleviate any tensions if they arise, because it is still fairly new to see giant red Scaldi in towns.
Mm-hmm.
So that's what I'm doing.
Yeah, so he approaches her desk here, and she says, "Can I help you?" He says, "Am warrior, looking for fight money and sleep place." Okay. We do have a number of bedrooms. And he says, good. We'll have one. Okay, that will be one Duke. Duke. He takes his road bag off of his shoulder, opens the pack, reaches inside, pulls out a coin. It's just a bunch of loose shit in a burlap bag that's tied together, and then he hands it to her. Am Sorvak. Okay, Sorvak. Here's your key to your room. It's the fourth one on the right. Thank you. We'll now eat all food. And he goes into the public room
I love him.
because he can see.
He sounds like he'd be a great asset.
Mhm.
You say that? Do you say that out loud?
Sure.
Piper responds saying, "Oh yes, he looks like he could definitely take several hits."
We could use somebody to take some hits while we bring the pain, as they say.
Right? Yeah.
Because I can't do it all.
Right. Oh, and I do owe you all for the encounter before. Let me go ahead and write that for you now. And so she will go ahead and write out a bank check. There it is.
Great.
Okay, so she's paying you for um, the graveyard
Okay.
and a crypt.
Mhm.
Great.
Okay.
Good.
So she writes that out for you. Let me go ahead and create that real quick.
I believe it was 150 apiece.
No, it's actually more than that.
Oh,
Yeah, because it was the graveyard and money per crypt. So we could also do more crypts and get more money from her.
Mm-hmm.
let's go.
Well, not right now. um, but however we want to play out the scene, I want to listen to Piper and just like spend the evening letting her chat away
Mhm.
to build relations, and then at some point I will buy a drink for um what is our Scaldy friend again?
His name is Sorvak. S-O-R.
Sorvak.
Yep,
I'll buy a
V-A-K.
beer because that's the language of friendliness, I suppose, and
Mm-hmm.
try to communicate to him that we have a potential job.
Okay.
Make sure he's trustworthy first,
Yes.
much as I can.
She will hand the bank check to you, Veracasa,
Okay.
and that is now in your inventory.
Do I have to turn that in somewhere?
Yes. She says, you can turn that into any merchant, or any place of business. They have to honor it. They will pay you the full amount, and if they cannot pay you the full amount, they will send you where you can get the full amount. Don't let them charge you for filling that. They're not allowed to. It's illegal, she says.
I could run that errand.
And she kind of steps away and she goes into the public room.
Hmm.
You can tend to the wounded. I'll go taz up a merchant. Head back. We'll
What
relax
time-
the evening.
I know you told us where this lives. What time of day is it again?
It is roughly. Why does this keep closing on me? It is roughly 3:45 in the afternoon.
I'm gonna go with you. I'll come back and do the conversation with Sorback, but
Sure you don't want to go check on the wounded? She's pretty banged up.
she'll sleep it off. She's hardy. And yeah, I'll go with our friend Timothy here.
James is going to settle in with Piper. Okay, so you're leaving. Rianne's in bed. Do you go straight to sleep, Rianne?
As much as I can, yeah.
All right, you're asleep. Okay, where are the two of you going?
To the merchant district and
Okay,
Sorath to get the note fulfilled.
Okay, the
Which,
merchants.
for the record, I have not handed over. I'm just going with you.
Okay, that'll take you guys here.
Fine.
Go ahead and activate just to shove you guys all over. So that'll put you all here. You want to talk to a particular merchant, get it done, or just anybody?
Really, just anybody. I was looking around, but
Yeah, I would have scoped out who seemed to potentially have like the most lucrative business where we wouldn't be tossed around to somebody else.
Okay. As you guys are passing by, because I assume you go to the nearest entrance, which is this way, and then you come down the main street, and you head across this way to the merchant district. You do pass by a pawn shop. That guy is now open for business. It's called Eris Pawn and Bundle. It's a pawn shop. They sell all kinds of stuff there.
Promising.
Yep. And the other places that you can go in Selgor are just a variety of like just general goods stores that people have. Stuff like, a cobbler shop or a clothier or tailor, that kind of stuff. The places that have the most money looks like are probably the general store, Ripley's General Store, the farmer's market, the pawn shop, the smithy, which is on the other side of town. It's all the way up here in the northeastern district or northwestern district, or this rune smithy shop that you've noticed.
Runesmith's shop seems like it's a good place to start.
Which one?
The rune smithy?
Mm-hmm.
We passed by the pawn shop though.
Yeah, if you want to stop in the pawn shop, you can.
I do. I
Okay.
do.
Hey,
Because I already looked at it and there's something in there I want.
Oh, okay. You enter the pawn shop, the two of you, and there's this real skinny guy, disheveled hair, behind the counter. The whole space looks like it's collapsing. There's no windows in the structure. The wood is weathered and creaking. There's like a perpetual leak in the roof. It's not even raining today, and it's leaking. And there's stuff like in barrels and on the walls, on shelves, or hung from hooks on the walls. He's got a pile of books here and there, and he says, "Hey, what can I do for ya?"
Well, first I'd like to see what wares you have.
All right, well, take a look around. I got all kinds of stuff. I got armor. I got shield. Pretty good shield here. It's just like a, scrap shield. Got crossbow bolts if you're into crossbows. I got a crossbow case if you're into crossbows. Got a heavy crossbow if you're into crossbows. I got dagger.
I get the impression that you like crossbows.
They sell for some reason. I don't know. I got a big old knife here. He takes out a dagger. And I've got a big old club. And he puts a big club down. You look like the discerning type. So this is the kind of stuff I've got.
Yeah, so Vera has eyed up this convenient mastiff leather armor, and we'll buy that for our new dog friend.
Okay. Convenient leather armor. Yep.
Yeah. And then I've eyed up this compendium of monster parts. I will not buy it yet, but I think what I'll probably do is make note of it so I can let Piper know that it's here and see if it's something that she might find interesting or valuable. And if she knows the writer.
Make a history check for me about the writer.
Okay, sure. Sorry, I've lost track of all my stuff.
You can also make a history check for that, Timothy. And I'll give you advantage.
Nope. It was also almost good again.
Okay. When you briefly take a glance at the book's cover, read the title of it, Compendium of Monster Parts by Celia D. Paulo, published in 1037. This Celia D. Paulo is the Archmage of Cruelty. She's one of the cabinet members in the government, basically.
Is it an older edition, or does it seem relatively new?
1037 is about 10 years ago, so it's pre-war. It's in decent condition, but as far as published editions, you're not aware of any more recent editions that have been published.
What do you think, Timothy? Something useful?
Well, I think it could be useful. I think it's overpriced. I say that very loudly.
Okay. The guy says, well, you know, books are hard to come by. That's his total response. You want to push him a little bit?
Yeah.
Okay.
So, they might be hard to come by, but it's all about quality when it comes to books. Plus, you want to make sure that everything's included. It's hard to really put an accurate value on something that gets used this much.
Okay, you can make a persuasion check. Okay. He says, all right, I'll admit the pages are a little frayed. A little handled. How about 120?
I think that's probably a much fairer price. I have to think on it.
All right, well, it'll be 120 for the rest of the week. In the meantime, I notice your friend here is buying this mastiff leather armor. You want a warhound trainer guy going with that?
Would I consider Mayhem a warhound?
He's big. He's like medium-sized as far as like creature sizes go. So he's probably pushing 120 pounds as a dog. Probably his shoulders probably come up to about, what are you like? Is Vera like 6 foot or so?
Sure.
I don't know how tall Vera is. How tall is Vera?
Taller than me.
Okay.
We'll go with it.
Okay.
We'll go with 6. That sounds solid.
That's fine. So he's probably somewhere around at the shoulder, half your height, maybe a little more.
Oh, big boy.
He's
Okay.
he's a big boy.
I will ask the shopkeep if they will let me look at it first and see if it would fit the particular canine that I have come into possession of.
Yeah, sure. I'll give you 2 minutes with the book, so you
I
can
will
skim.
delicately skim it.
Okay. This book is good for training mastiffs and other canine companions of war. It's written by the Carliger family. Their crest is their crest is the Warhound. Their well, let me make sure that's right. I get backwards sometimes with my own friggin' lore. Carliger. Yes, their symbol is the Warhound. Their colors are blue and silver. Sorry. They're actually not too far from Sorath. They're in the general locale. They're on the other
Name
side.
sounds familiar.
Yeah, they're on the other side of the Cushfire Mountains,
Okay.
and it's got a lot of different training techniques in this book for warhounds. It teaches you to teach the dog, and you can, once you've accurately completed it, you can teach 4 of the 6 techniques because it is edition number 4 to a dog.
This one seems to be a much cheaper book in comparison.
Yeah, they sell a lot of them. It's not new, it's used, but this is my profit price for it.
I don't know. I feel like dealing in Brits is a little bit pricey for books. But that's me.
Oh, make a persuasion check. He kind of stammers a moment. That's right, Telly Do.
Sorry, they're really bad.
They're always bad.
Because I have pizza and we're not paying attention to them.
Mm-hmm. They're always bad when you have pizza. You know that. Oh, there you go. There's your good roll. 16. Yep. He says, "Oh, okay. I acknowledge that it's pricey for a book in general. It's not a novel or, a poetry book or anything like that. It's not like, something somebody wrote and decided to get published for, fun. This is a technical manual to teach you."
So you have to be rich to be able to learn things. I see.
No, that's not what I'm saying. Look, I will give it to you for 30.
All right.
That's a better price for a pamphlet.
Yeah. I'd be acceptable to that. As long as you keep the other books still at the 120.
120 this week.
Okay. All right, I will buy that as well.
Okay.
All right. I'm gonna kind of give a No, I mean, I don't think this is outside of the game. I don't think this is the place to exchange it in.
You don't want oh, you're talking to Dan.
Yeah.
Yeah, okay.
Yeah.
Nonsense, should be fine.
Pawn shop, yeah.
Then I will raise an eyebrow and hope that Timothy understands what I'm trying to say and get his perception of it. Yeah.
Do you want to make an insight check on this guy?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah,
okay.
That sounds like a good idea.
Yeah, go ahead. Make an insight check on the merchant. Hey, he seems trustworthy. He seems like a...
Are you sure we can't take the 18 that my roll managed to give Timothy when it hit it?
No, we can't take... No. No.
It doesn't matter if he's trustworthy or not. Money's money.
He seems like a businessman first and foremost.
Yeah. Well,
I'm not
we
trusting
have
with my
been-
firstborn.
No, you're not going to trust him with like your
No.
firstborn, but you can trust him with your business.
Right. Okay. Al, do you wanna exchange it here and just see what he says?
Yeah,
All right.
we need to exchange a note of tender for currency.
Oh, well, that doesn't happen every day. Can I see it?
You can, and I will pull it out of my bag and hand it over.
He says, "Oh, okay. Yeah, this is official." Um, Just real quick, he takes out a piece of chalk. It is uh like a grayish color, and he marks it over the ink on the page, and it kind of shifts color across the ink. Okay, that's a real one. He puts the chalk away. Yeah, no problem. 1,500 writs. Let me go back and get the. Do you want it in a box? That's, you know, it's not
Is
bag
there a
money.
boxing fee?
No, I can't charge you for the exchange. It's 30 pounds of coin though.
3 bags should be good.
Okay, 3 10-pound bags. So he comes out of the back with like 3 of the saddest looking bags you've ever seen. They've got like stains on them. The ends of the rope that hold the things shut, frayed to hell. He puts the coin in them right in front of you. Okay. He puts it onto the table, the wooden shelf, or not shelf. I'm trying to words. Counter, thank you. The wooden counter kind of shifts just very slightly. And he's got one of those faces like, "Oh, don't, did it?" Okay, it's fine. Feel free to count it.
While he was back there, I turned to Timothy. I'm like, I knew we could trust him.
Sleazy businessmen are still businessmen.
Okay,
Oh,
so
are we the type of people that are going to count it here? I will glance through it, not count, but like just do a little inspection.
okay. So for this, you want to drag and drop your item into the pawn shop.
Wait, what?
You want to drag and drop the item into the pawn shop. So you have the pawn shop page open.
Hold on. Okay.
And drag and drop it in there. Della, please!
For my sheet?
From your sheet to that sheet.
Why is this?
Is it not working? It should work.
Oh, are you talking about the bank check?
Yeah, the bank check.
Okay. I thought we already had the bags. That's why I was.
No.
Okay. Did I do that right?
Yep. Shop is considering an offer. Why won't it let me edit that? Oh, because the shop's set to 50%, that's why. Hold on. Notes, details, description. Hold on. Let me fix that. Nope, it won't accept that. Okay. Yeah. And then I'll just give you the other 750. You see the dialogue on the right in the chat?
Yeah.
Okay.
Click accept.
Yeah, and then I'll give you the other 750.
Okay.
Here we go. I'll hold my portion. That way it doesn't get too heavy.
So let's see. You had 3906. Okay. Between the four of you, if you wanted to split that up, I can send
Yeah.
him 375.
Yeah, I mean, we would probably do it that evening, but that's fine. To just get ahead of it.
Yep.
Did you still want to go to the rune smithy?
No. I think we should probably head back now that we got the note cached.
Works for me.
Okay.
On the way out, though, like as we're walking back, I'd be like, you know, I do have a quick errand I need to run real quick. Why don't you head back and I'll catch up to you? A quick 5-10 minutes.
How much of the money does he have?
He has 375.
That's fine.
He has his he has his share.
That's good.
That-
Yeah, that's fine.
Where is the trust?
The one thing that Vera knows about Timothy thus far is that he's very money forward. I do not know that you've, spent most of it. But when we first met, you had nothing. And the only thing you've shown that you've cared about since we've been on these ventures is the payout. So.
Mm-hmm.
She's not being sly about it.
Okay. Then where is it that you want to go, Timothy, while she heads back?
I want to quickly pop over to the well in the Ares district to look
Okay.
for crew.
All right. You go there. You kind of in the Eris district. You kind of hang out by the well there for a few minutes. It's getting a little late, but it's still within regular daylight hours. How long are you willing to wait?
I'll give him 5-6 minutes, tapping my foot impatiently.
Okay. The original guy comes over, the thin guy, after about 6 minutes or so. Hey, what do you want?
I'm here to pay for the Dinty.
Okay. Well, and he kind of stands there, waiting for you to produce something.
I'll take out a bag full of coins.
Okay. All right. So, he tell you about price already?
He said, I believe in my note, either 200 or 250.
Civilian Denti, right?
Mm-hmm.
All right. 200.
I got it.
Okay. And so he'll take that off of you. And then he will say, all right, come back here tomorrow.
And Timothy's gonna walk away.
Okay. You walk away. You arrive at the boarding house a few minutes later. Vera,
Yep.
you've returned to the boarding house. You come back to the boarding house with nobody with you exactly. Your cousin is sleeping soundly in the bedroom. Piper and James are in the public room, and Mayhem has basically curled up under the table next that they're at, but is watching Sorvac. Sorvac has like 4 plates stacked around him. He's already looks like he's eaten like more than fair share of food.
Salad.
Mm-hmm.
No, continuing with what plan A was. I'll buy him a drink, I'll sit down. See if he might be interested in fighting with us.
Okay. He happily accepts a drink. Quaffs it in one go. He could fit the whole mug in his mouth and eat that too, but he's not a barbarian. He doesn't do that.
I mean, I'm a barbarian.
And you don't do that. And he says, "Have fight work?"
Potentially. Maybe.
Hmm.
And I'll gesture over to the table next to us.
Hmm.
Have you encountered undead before?
Yeah. So I'm gonna have this character over here.
And I'm going basically just gonna kind of say we're researching a graveyard and there's lots of undead.
Oh, okay. He shows his big glaive and his net. He says, "Can do."
And then I'll kind of gesture over to the 2 party members.
Okay.
Well, Piper and James. And see if we can't kind of potentially discuss some of what already went down today, rehash it, talk about tomorrow, just the kind of like small talk kind of stuff, just, nothing too crazy, just
Right.
yeah.
You notice that James has his sword back. And he says, "I met a guy. Name was Jasper. Jasper. What was his last name?" And Piper says, "Jasper Shadowwalker. He is the local runesmith. He's, I guess, who the military asked to check up on your friend's enchanted sword."
I will say I'm genuinely happy for you. And for us, because that probably could have come in handy.
He smiles.
Yeah.
Okay, and so Piper says, "Well, I've compiled my notes from the earlier venture into the graveyard. So here they are." She goes ahead and shares with you her study of the Sorath graveyard. That is a lore document. You can find that under your Sorath folder. This is your first lore document in this campaign. So she has provided an entry about the graveyard, the bone pit, and the wraiths, and all of you
Great.
can access that.
I also tell her about the book that was at the pawn shop, and I will fit Mayhem into the armor.
Into his armor? Okay. She says, "Oh, Celia Deep Hollow is a well-respected magical researcher. If it's a book by her, it's going to be thorough, and it's going to be the kind of thing that people like you, adventurers and mercenaries and such, are going to need, because when you take jobs for alchemists, for example, they're going to want very specific monster parts, and that's going to be the kind of book that gives you what those monster parts look like, what they smell like, what they feel like, stuff that'll help you to get your job done."
What would you consider a reasonable price for such a book? You're studied. You've been around books. You probably have bought quite a few in your time, yeah?
Yeah, books, depending on the content and the author and how, well regarded it is, can be expensive, especially if it's in good condition. I would probably pay around, from a reputable good bookseller, probably around 80 Ritz for it. But, research-wise, that's very valuable. It's a very valuable sort of thing to have in a library for research purposes or for alchemy or that kind of thing. Enchanting.
I say I hope that 80 Ritz is for a first edition.
Well, yeah, you would want a first edition or a signed copy for about that much money. I know it's a lot, but honestly,
sometimes it can be fun to get them used because the previous owner might have written little notes in the margin, if depending on who they are, and sometimes it can be really funny.
Yeah. I mean, for a used copy, I'd probably pay like 40.
Okay.
At most. But there's no bookstore in Sorath, which is a tragedy.
Oh, this was in a pawn shop.
Ah, well, that explains why it's priced so highly.
I managed to get it down to 30, so.
Okay. That sounds like a good price.
Yeah.
30? Yeah.
No. What did we get it down to? 120.
120.
That's what it was, right?
120.
Yeah.
Mhm.
Yeah, I'm thinking of the other book.
Yeah.
Yeah, he's selling it for 120.
Well, I guess in this town, that's the going rate for good research material. I don't know. You arrive at the boarding house, Timothy.
Yeah, sorry, that was my
Going
brain
to
confused.
Make my way in.
You hear this freaking guard as you go by hack up a lung.
Mm. Can I do an insight check?
Yeah. As you were passing him by, he did not seem like he was doing well. He was kind of wobbly on his feet. He's leaning more on his spear than anything else. He's sick. He's definitely very sickly.
Does the other guard look okay?
He looks okay. He looks a little pissed. Probably because he has to share a shift with this guy.
Your friend there looks a little under the weather.
He looks like shit every day. The sick guard.
Get that checked.
Yeah, he says, I'm gonna go to the medic tomorrow," and then he snorts and then wipes his nose across his sleeve. Oh my god, I can't breathe, he says. I'm gonna go sit down. He just sits there, head between his knees.
How far away is the medic?
And he points up the hill. So, he's probably assigned to that tower up the hill.
You'll be okay if I help him off to the medic then?
I'm not supposed to be alone, is the thing.
This guy right here is more of a
Liability, I know. I'll take him at shift change. It's only another hour.
I think he might pass out. I'll just carry him up there.
Okay. Alright, so you want to take him up the hill?
Mm-hmm.
Alright. That'll detour you a good 40 minutes. Because you're practically carrying this guy up the hill. You have, through this little side errand, increased your standing with the Cruelty military. They appreciate your service.
Well, I'm about to steal from their medic, so...
Okay. So you arrive at this tower, and he says, okay, I can make it from... He spews into a bush next to the road there. A couple of guys come out and say, oh, Jesus. No, there's no Jesus. Oh, jeez, man. Come on. Get inside. Thank you for carrying him up here. You need to see a medic. Did you go to work like this? It's my shift. He's just like getting more unintelligible as they bring him inside. The other trooper says, "Can we help you with anything, or are you good?"
Is there any way I could see the medic as well? I think I'm starting to feel a little under the weather.
Oh, man, it's spreading. You're getting other people sick, you fuck. And he waves you in. Your passive deception is high enough for this already. So he goes inside. He shows you to a spot to sit down. It's maybe like a 30 by 30 room, this base of the tower, and there's a couple of guys milling around in here. There's a younger person in here. He's probably like 17 or so, and he's just doing the sick guy over, like pulling up his eyelids. You look like crap, man. We're gonna have to send you back to the barracks back at battalion.
Well, while he's doing that, is there like a medicine cabinet?
There's in here. There's a couple of things that are expected. There is a rack for arms and armor. There's a large table for them to sit when they're not on shift, and there's a ladder that goes upstairs. There's a couple of torches around the walls. There is a pile of bags, looks like burlap sacks and that sort of thing. It's probably food for up here, so they don't have to leave to go get food. And there's a cabinet, and the sick guard is sitting on a stool next to the cabinet, and the medic is sitting on a stool next to him. So it's sort of forming an L. You don't feel good either, right? The medic says.
I shake my head.
All right, pull up a stool, sit next to the cabinet over there. Don't touch anybody. Medic waves his hands a little bit, and a little bit of burst of wind flows at the sick guard. He says, that didn't make me feel better. No, wasn't supposed to. You stink. All right, you need to go home and lay down. Just get out of here, dude. I'm gonna write you a note. And he gets up and he walks over to the table and starts writing a note. The sick guard gets up and walks with him.
Can I look in the cabinet?
Yeah, go ahead and make a sleight of hand check. There's like 2 other guards in here, but they're looking at something else. They're currently busy fiddling with their gear. Oh my god. Yeah, so you managed to get in there. You want to paw the first thing you grab?
I'm actually, I would take even a moment to look in. I'm looking for some kind of paralytic or sleep-inducing.
Okay. Looking around for something interesting, you do find a sleep tincture.
I would like to take that.
Yeah, sure. Congratulations, you now have a sleep tincture. I don't know where the hell it went. Thought I put it in your... Nope, that's the wrong thing. Sleep tincture. They're both purple, that's why. Okay.
Then I'll very casually close the cabinet.
Okay.
And walk over to the medic and be like, you know, I'm suddenly feeling a lot better now.
Yeah, I've heard that before. Sit down, he says.
I sit down.
He starts looking you over. He hands the note to the sick guard. He looks you over. He's gonna do a medicine check real quick.
I am covered in severe burns.
It's like, you look like you've been through the ringer, dude. What were you doing today? Did you roll around in a fire?
He had a fight with an undead wraith.
Where the hell did that happen?
The graveyard.
What are you doing in the graveyard?
We were looking for some lost people and escorting one of those researchers. You know how they get.
Oh, yeah, okay. Alright, shut up. And he's gonna take a look at your burns there for a minute. Okay, they look pretty toasty. He takes a knife and he scrapes one of them. Does that hurt?
No.
Okay, it should. That's bad that it doesn't hurt, he says. He says, "All right, I got something that I can help you for pain, and the fever that you're inevitably gonna get." He passes you this. It's a balm. He says, "Rub that on your burned skin, like as often as it bothers you, until you run out." He gives you a pound of the stuff. He says, "Okay, follow up with your chemist or your part of the town's healer. Get out of here. Go. Get.
Yeah. I'm gonna get.
You return. And as you're walking by, this guy says, "Hey, is he okay?"
Yeah, they sent him home with a note.
Great. I'd like to go home with a note. And yet, here I am, fucking stuck here.
Well, sorry for the bum luck. Whenever you get off, come inside. I'll buy you a drink.
No, not allowed to fraternize. Sorry.
Next time.
Hey, Todd.
What I just heard was guards can't have friends.
There's a totally new guard. Okay. So you arrive. Sonya's doing paperwork. She looks up, checks to see who you are. It's you. She says, nothing. And she goes back to her work.
I'm gonna go into the big room.
You go into the big room. Storvac now has, by the time you return, 7 plates. Am finally feeling full. When is next job?
We will touch base with you in the morning if there is a second job. And if there's not, you are welcome to see what other work might be available. But we need at least some time to rest and recuperate.
Yes. Okay. It's probably about... We're moving on to... Because it took him 40 minutes. About 6:30 almost. This guy comes in. Okay.
Who is the person that just came in?
So this guy who comes in and the guy who comes in after him, young men, they're about 20 or so. This guy here has tattoos, body tattoos all over his arms. He's not wearing sleeves. He's got like one of those sleeveless tunics going on. He has a a few you know little like cards tucked into his waist, but he doesn't have a full deck. He's got a little bag with him. He sits down. He grabs.
Yeah, the card tournament.
The card tournament is coming up. It is supposed to be on the 4th, according to the flyer. But he doesn't appear to have a full deck. He's just carrying a few cards. The other guy's got 3 short swords strapped to his like waist and on the belt, on the sword belt. They're just in a line. And he's got a small like net attached to the other side of his belt, and it's got 3 round leather balls. And they're both grabbing some food, and they're talking to each other.
Know them?
No, you do not know these two, but you do know their type. They're entertainers. From just looking at this guy, you can tell he's a juggler. That's why he's got the swords, and that's why he's got the balls. This guy is probably a poet who will speak aloud some really bad poetry, or he's going to do something else that involves just his voice because he's not carrying anything interesting.
Vera's first thought before she probably was a little slower on the uptake on that was like, why do you need 3 short swords? Oh.
This place is fairly crowded.
Yep,
Yeah.
there's quite a few people here today.
There's a lot of gossiping, it sounds like, too.
If you'd like to make a perception check, you can.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Perception.
Ooh,
Wow.
Ain't no one gonna beat that.
they do exist.
Yeah, they do exist. You hear her say to the woman across the table from her, "These fucking guys again." The other woman just kind of gives her a knowing look.
I mean, I'm gonna continue to eavesdrop. Do they say anything else?
No, they're just talking back and forth about
Okay.
mundane stuff.
All right. Well, at some point, if that is what the evening is entailing, I will check on my cousin, and then I will go to bed.
Okay. Yeah, that seems to be the case. Looks like a regular evening in the tavern. Eventually, Sorvak gets up and says, "It is time to sleep. Good night." And he kind of just steps over James there, kind of brushing past him, and goes to bed.
I wonder if he paid.
Yeah, he paid. Vera, you saw him pay.
I don't remember what rooms were ours.
It's this one and this one. It's the ones you have explored.
Can I get through there?
Yeah, that's a door.
I'm gonna go to bed as well, but before I do, is
Mhm.
there a music artist in here with a woman with black hair? I think
This
maybe the yellowish guy.
so this is the composer. She is the one that has uh the fiddle, the very expensive looking fiddle. And this is a woman with black hair. She's pretty.
Kind of roguish.
Yeah, she looks kind of roguish.
Carries a rapier.
Yep, she's carrying a rapier.
I'm just gonna take note of him, but it's too crowded to go talk to anybody, so I'm gonna go head to bed as well.
Okay.
Did we have a shared room? Sorry.
Yeah, you had a share room with Vera with
Okay.
Brienne.
Okay.
There you go.
Yeah. Thank you.
James,
Sorry, go ahead.
James will go to bed as well. A couple hours later, at a normal time. I'm gonna go ahead and sunset.
There's some spells.
And you guys can take a long rest.
Yay.
Okay, I'm gonna call for a 5-minute break. Or let's do 10. Let's do 10 break. Okay, we will be back in 10 minutes. We're ready. I'm just kind of resetting the scene here just a little bit for the following morning. So, you guys can continue talking while I have a moment of downtime and I'm moving tokens about.
Sorry, I just had a small smack roll, so.
Mm-hmm.
Okay. Where the hell
Are the
is...
dogs behaving?
Yeah, they quieted down right in time for the break, and Dean is sitting on my
Of
lap.
course. Of course.
Mm-hmm. That's how it would go. That light.
And Della is crying at me from the couch because Dean is on my lap.
Aw, poor
The
Rachel.
She's looking at me like,
betrayal. Okay. Leave the bathroom light on for you guys. The hall light. Okay. And we're going to move to...
Della, stop.
the next morning at dawn.
I lack permission to update 80 bajillion journals.
That's because I just fast burned through time. Don't worry about it.
Okay.
It is now the 3rd of Floras. We have a full moon tonight. Titanicus is full tonight. Not right now, but, tonight. It's morning right now. You hear, Timothy, as you step out into the hallway, monstrous snoring coming from down here.
I love him.
It's just hallway vibrating snoring.
I mean, I was excited about Mayhem, but I think Irina Scaldi was the second best thing.
I'm just gonna roll my eyes and go into the main room.
Sure. You hear something at the front door.
Okay. Open it.
Oh! You scared me. Good morning.
Oh.
Just unlocking. Getting things started for the day. Running a little late. She lights that lantern. Good morning. You take
Good morning.
your sleep off. There you go.
We'll nod to Rihanna and go into the main area.
Interesting enough for you, Rihanna, it doesn't look like there's any change in brightness at all because of your racial
Dark vision.
your racial background. More specifically, dark elves in this setting have some of them have what's called ultravision, where they can see normally at night and the day, as if it is day. Bunch of the lights start popping up once she gets to her desk. Because otherwise, your colors would be black and white, but they're not when you're moving around.
Nope.
Okay, so it is still pretty early. We're talking the very beginnings of spring, so it's still pretty dark in the morning.
Fair enough.
Sleep well.
Mostly just tired and been thinking about things. Yourself?
Slept like a rock.
Good. It's always nice to be able to do that. And who's the handsome boy in his new clothes?
He rolls over, showing you his belly, and he puts a paw up, like he's asking for a high five.
He gets gets scritchels on the tummy.
He wags his tail and wiggles.
Bork. He's a good boy.
Mm-hmm. And then he infiltrates under the table, waiting for scraps.
Smart boy.
I lost track of Vera. There's Vera. Jesus.
What's the plan for today?
That is a very good question.
Vera just walked by everybody, went right to the stables to just check on the horses. probably out there about 20 minutes, just doing her thing, and then we'll come back in.
Okay.
I'm gonna go ahead and order breakfast.
Yep. Breakfast today is some croissants, and some eggs, and some sausage.
Sounds
Order.
wonderful.
You notice that they're putting out way more food than normal as well on the buffet here.
I bet I can guess as to why.
And why would that be, cousin?
Well, one would be they're having a lot of travelers come in because they have this tournament coming up. It was an active pub last night. And two, they have a Scaldy in their midst, which, by the way, I hired us a Scaldy. They eat a lot.
Really? And what did we hire a Scaldy for?
Now, potentially whatever comes next. He's just looking to fight, so no shortage of those.
No. No.
You hear him coming before you see him coming because he's huge, and he does not walk very quietly. It's just stomping.
Also, presumably because the snoring stopped.
Yeah, the snoring did stop. You hear, "Morning, good," and then he comes into the other room. Hello.
Hello. Good morning.
Morning, good.
Yeah.
He just
They
kind
tend to
of
be.
he kind of stands here. Okay. You guys.
Big Scaldy.
Yeah, he's big. He's big. Anything you want to do this morning, real quick? Here in boarding house.
After breakfast, cousin, I need to have words with you. And we'll draw your casa back to our room.
That works.
Ready?
What did I collide with?
I will move both of you.
Okay,
Okay.
that's
Timothy
way
reaches over
easier.
and takes the rest of the bread.
Mayhem reaches
There
up
was
from
no
under.
bread. I fed it all. I fed all mine to Mayhem, so sorry, Tim.
Yeah,
I was
there's.
gonna say we probably left it there intending for Mayhem to get them. So
Yeah, Mayhem. As soon as they're up, Mayhem's up as well, and his face comes up from under the table and.
Lucky dog.
I mean, if you want to try to put your hand in where a dog's mouth is, good luck.
Nope.
Comes over and he sits next to you.
Timothy's not sharing his.
Cousin, we need to have words.
By
What
all
is your
means.
plan?
What is my plan? I don't really have a plan. What are you referring to?
Well, you've hired a Scaldy.
Hmm.
To do what? I don't know. But we did have a mission to find our cousin.
Yes, that is true.
And after yesterday, I have been reminded for the first time in my life, do not have the luxury of time. The thing that wears Calvin's face is loose. It is causing the Bright alone knows how much harm or damage to Cruelty and its people, and we stay here. Now, that said, this city obviously does need help. The graveyard is terrifying, and more for than to just because I was injured there. And the cult is terrifying. We have too many battles to fight. So what do you want to do?
With respect, cousin, I think our fight is here. At this point, all we know is Calvin was spotted going a direction, and then what? For all we know, he's still in the
Well,
city. For all we know, he could be part of what's wrapped up here, and I cannot leave. Wow, something as serious as cultists
I
is running
didn't
as
ask you
rampant through
to.
the city.
Agreed. I did ask what you want to do. We have too many battles to pick, to fight. We need to pick them.
Well, I think that potentially they are all aligned. I've never seen cultists in particular this rampant, organized, bold as what I saw the other day. And it does not
I've
bode
seen
well
orcs.
for anybody if that's the case.
No, it doesn't. It never has. It never will. So you wish to, or you think we need to destroy the cultists?
I mean, the military here can't
Won't.
handle it. Yeah. Well, they're too they're pulled in too many directions, just like any of us. We know that that's. I mean, we only know about the missing troops because Kara told us.
Correct.
It's not something they're broadly sharing because they know that if it were to get out, the citizens would perhaps not trust the protection provided currently. They don't have enough to handle all of what seems to be converging here.
Agreed. But that's also, as you pointed out, something that may be tied into Calvin and the thing that is currently wearing his face.
He could be pulling strings. It could be pulling strings. It would feel abandoning our duty. It would feel to me abandoning the duty if we were just to follow one trail that potentially will lead us back here when we know so much here would just wreak havoc.
Fair enough, but you do understand. I saw him born. I'm probably the one who's going to have to kill him. It does not fill me with any kind of joy. And not a task I wish to put off any longer than I absolutely have to. So, that said, we need to be more methodical about this. You wish to take the Scaldy to the graveyard and free it? Or shall we go and tackle the cultists? And then do whichever one we do not choose.
Didn't we see cultists in the graveyard? This is just outside of the conversation.
You've recovered a you found a body
Cultist body.
in the
Yeah.
graveyard. Yeah.
Right. Yeah.
It's-
So I think right now it feels like we have a lot of searching to do in the graveyard to better understand any of these paths. Missing troops, cultists. I'm really just using Piper for money. But she
Funds are
she's
not
smart.
something we are lacking, cousin.
She's smart. And if there's anything we can learn from her about what might be affecting Calvin, maybe there won't need to be a final blow. It's a small sliver of hope, but it's something.
It is a sliver I will allow you to carry and keep lit. I, on the other hand, remember how he was at Galgard's house, and I hold little to no hope in that regard. I would love to be disappointed in this regard. So, we tackle the graveyard
See what we
and
find.
the cultists.
Mhm.
Agreed. Obviously, we need better weapons if we're going to be fighting the undead. So, tell me what you learned while I slept.
Oh, well, here's the money. We really just traded that in. And I'm sure you have it already, but I will divide out the money. Um, there's a lot of energy around this tournament, which makes me nervous. When you have a lot of people converging on a space, when there's dangers in the area, it does not. eh,
Do you think they were being set up to feed something or
I don't know
to?
what I would theorize at this point. That's a terrifying thought.
Are either
It
of you proficient in Arcana?
let me check.
That I would have to look.
Yeah. I'm not proficient.
I am.
Go ahead and roll an Arcana check for me. Nine. With the 9, you kind of just put something together. It's not, you don't know a whole lot about the dark side of magic. You don't know how a lot of it works, but you do know one thing that is common in the dark side of magic, and that's sacrifices. And the more defenseless people in an area means more potential sacrifices.
So, no. I use innocent as a loose term since they are gamblers.
Says the person who got healing potions off the black market.
I have never in my entire life claimed to be innocent, have I?
No,
Or
that's
as far
true.
as you can remember. I have way too much blood on my hands to be any sort of innocent. But defenseless?
It's not great.
Yeah. No, that's not great.
And as I said, military is not going to be able to handle it. Not on their own.
This is
I
out of context, but So do you bring up the runesmith at all with her? Because she knows nothing about it.
The sword coming back, you mean?
No, that there is a runesmith in the city. Ree doesn't know that.
I mean, I can. I probably
Okay.
would have gone through just play-by-play of the evening. So starting with that we went and got the money and
Pawn shop
that
and
yep left. Timothy
So
needed to do
we
his
can go-
thing and came back, and then yeah,
So
it
we
would have
can
come up.
seek the runesmith to see if we can improve our weapons against the undead.
An idea.
Idea.
Yeah, it's a good one.
So I think that will be our first task to see if we can improve our weapons. I suspect Timothy has his own. I suspect Timothy has his own.
Linda,
Thank you.
Oh, I don't trust him as far as
Agenda.
I can throw him.
which is fairly far.
You trust him that far?
One-handed.
Again, that far.
I appreciate your faith in me, cousin. He's better to be kept close for now.
Well, I suspect
seems
that he would be
useful.
just as bad to get some power on his weaponry, and James's weapon still terrifies me.
He does, yeah, I mean, if it's gonna help
It was
against the
given back to him
undead,
because we don't know what it does.
no, we don't.
It's a talking weapon. I have
A
never
talking
trusted
weapon that wants him
those.
to kill undead. To me, it seems like we're aligned, kind of. But yeah, we can
My
start
father
there.
always said that, do not listen to talking metal. It is never safe. And I have never been led astray by that one. But
How
we
many
will head to
talking
the
metals
runesmith.
have you encountered?
More than I want to think about. So, we gather our band and head to the runesmith. Although, what we're going to do with the Skaldy, I have absolutely no idea.
I did say it would depend on if we're actually fighting today, so he may go off and find other work.
Good, because I'm not sure we can afford to keep feeding him.
Ah, they're fine.
Did you see what he ate at breakfast?
They have an abundance of food because there's going to be this big event.
Uh-huh.
It's fine.
Come
We're,
on,
we're
cousin.
fighting
Let's
for
go.
his. We're hiring him to fight, not hiring him to be an assistant.
And how can I help you, Mr. Timothy?
Hmm?
Well, you're standing outside our door.
Oh, is that where y'all's room is?
Uh-huh.
Timothy waits for the lady to walk away.
I look directly at him and I say, I've said nothing that I'm ashamed of.
Didn't hear a thing.
Mm-hmm.
Come on, we're heading to the runesmiths.
Runesmith.
Oh,
What for?
you already know.
Come on, James, we're heading out.
Woo!
Mayhem.
Woo!
I will talk to
Sorvac.
Sorvac before we head out and tell him that we are potentially not leaving today if he wants to try to find work around the city today.
Mm-hmm. Okay. I will be back here this evening.
Okay.
How many plates are on the table?
There are 5 plates on the table.
Am I going the wrong way? I'm going the wrong way.
Yeah, you find yourself in like a private party room.
Empty, right?
Yeah, there's nobody in there. It's just there's just a large harpsichord
This
and
is what happens when I don't have coffee.
yep.
It's fine. Come on, ma'am.
Woo!
Is he wearing his new armor?
You haven't taken it off him, so he's
Okay.
wearing it.
Okay. I just want to make sure because I'm not sure if it's still in my inventory or not.
No, he's wearing it. It might still be in your inventory, but he's wearing it.
Okay.
Let's see.
By the way, I like how what Revo was crying in.
Oh yeah, short order cook. Yeah, just not having a good day now.
Nope. All right.
Okay, where are you guys going?
You know, the other thing
The
I'll
runesmith.
probably want to do is try to catch up with Kara to tell her our potential theory. Not right away, but maybe after the runesmith.
So on the way to the runesmith, whenever we get away from prying eyes and ears,
Mm-hmm.
Timothy's gonna look over at Vera and them and be like, so about the undead, I think I might have a lead.
Oh.
But it does
Do tell.
require us to interrogate a certain individual.
Interrogate?
Mm-hmm.
Who is this individual?
Devis Versharn.
I don't know this name. Do we know this name?
Deves Faircharon. Yes, you would know Deves Faircharon. She is the daughter of the Duke Charon, or Duchess Charon, actually. So you've probably met her, Rianne.
Probably.
Until recently. Do me a history check, and you have advantage on this because this is the trappings of nobility.
Okay. Come on, give me my cookie, thank you. Pah!
You remember that she was a waif the last time you saw her, probably maybe like an 11-year-old. She's definitely older now. That was a while ago. And she was supposed to be inheriting the titles.
So she's the heir, or it was in process?
What you remember is it was in process. Now that she's older, you could probably suppose that she is the heir.
Okay.
So while we probably can't immediately get to her, there is another individual who's very close to her, named Valentin, who should have much of the information we're looking for.
So, Timothy, tell us how you know all this.
Well, in my previous life, I used to be quite an aspiring merchant. And I still have some contacts throughout the city. And I've been doing some digging about what's been going on here. And several of my leads point to him as a person of interest.
Fair enough. And he is...
A guard captain.
Ah, the guard
Often
captain.
hangs out at the Sophia district. In fact, I feel like if we hang around the boarding house, we might bump into him eventually.
What makes you think they're wrapped up in this undead stuff? Exactly.
Certain of the rumor mills that I've heard from my contacts said that they've been tinkering and moving several of their groups around. And they have been silencing other contacts of mine.
Groups of what?
I don't know. That's why we need to interrogate him.
My head hurts. So you want us to interrogate a guard captain of Cruelty?
I may have come up with the beginnings of a plan.
Do tell.
Well, you see, Valentin has quite a cough, I believe, and he might have recently lost his tincture, which I have procured. On top of which, if I was to be returned to him with a certain additive, he might just fall asleep.
That doesn't
collect
sound
them?
like interrogating. That's
Sounds like abduction.
You got to get to the interrogation part. We can't just go up and grab him in the street.
No, you cannot. That is quite true.
I forget to answer my
So, okay. Well, I think we should still head to the runesmith and see about getting our weapons enhanced. And you can tell us more about your contacts and what they know, Master Timothy.
Most certainly. But you ladies wanted a lead.
I also think the lead will end us back in the graveyard, potentially. So why not just take out the middleman?
Well, you see, going into the
where we
graveyard,
know.
we go in blind. Whereas if we have the information, we at least know what we're getting into.
True.
I think we can pause on this part of the conversation. I need to think on that.
Just remember what happened last time we went into a crypt blind.
Oh, we have a Scaldy friend now.
Oh, trust me, I know way far too well. I will not forget that.
Mm-hmm. This is true.
Hence why I wish to get weapons enhancement. And who knows, that he might have something you could use. I've heard tell that there are runes of truthfulness.
That's not a bad idea.
So, shall we?
Yeah. Thanks for sharing your information, Timothy. We'll consider it.
Timothy will nod along. He's like, to the runesmith.
Okay.
God, you're green.
Green?
Eager.
Okay.
Oh boy.
Okay. Doody doody doo. Doo 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 doo. Don't mind the wizard in the corner. Alright. So you guys are moving through the streets. You're heading at a pretty decent clip, talking about this. You come across at one of the intersections a scene unfolding ahead of you. At the pillar in the center of the space, it's normal daylight hours right now. There are a few people in armor who looked like they were moving towards the north that have stopped, and there are a couple of planes closed, people surrounding them. By a couple, I mean more like 9. And the group in the middle that's being surrounded is about 5. Just to help
Can
kind
we
of.
tell anything about either group?
Yeah, you can make an insight check here. And to kind of help you go along with that, I'm going to go ahead and shift the music a little bit here.
What are we rolling?
Insight.
Insight.
You have advantage on this one, Rianne. Or not Rianne. Vera. Sorry.
I'll just roll again. I'll take the 17, please.
Yeah. Okay. So just to kind of help illustrate the situation here, your roll is high enough that you immediately recognize the 8 figures around the small group of 5 in the middle.
Okay.
They are dressed almost exactly like that cultist you slew in the streets. It's almost 8:30 in the morning, broad daylight within bow shot of the castle, and they're shaking somebody down.
Immediately jump into action. Okay, what do we got here? So
real quick, just to kind of help set the scene here, there is a knight in the middle of, maybe a knight. He looks well appointed, eagle feathers on the sides of his helmet and accenting his armor. He's got a big fucking halberd, and looks like he is not playing around. He's already kind of like turning to like sort of keep eyes on everybody around him, and his 4 guys are kind of like forming up. They're keeping the pillar to the left or to the west of him so that there is cover from that direction, and they're kind of blocking off as much of the space as they can to protect him. So he seems important. Timothy, you recognize this man.
Oh.
Yeah.
Who is that man?
That man is Valentin.
Well, work's halfway done.
And here we're going to go ahead and roll initiative.
yeah.
So just
what would have been nice if I hired the Scaldy for a day.
okay. Go ahead and roll.
No.
Who got that
Why are
net
you
20?
being...
Oh, that was the soldier. Good for him.
Why are you being obnoxious? Just give me my initiative.
Do you need me to do that?
Yeah, it doesn't want to roll.
Okay, I got it. Yikes. A 5. All right.
Ow.
So.
Well, at least we have surprise on these 2.
So James will go first, and he says, Vera, these look like that guy from the other day. What are we doing?
Fight.
He nods, and he draws his sword, Tears, which he received back yesterday in the evening, and he casts Eldritch Blast on that one.
Yippee, we have ranged again.
He blasts him for 1 point of damage. Roll a 23 to hit him. Blast him for 1. The cultist takes the hit in the back and goes, ah! Boss, we're getting outflanked.
Who did he speak to?
He spoke to this guy.
Hold on. Okay.
Do we recognize that language?
Yeah, you should. It's common. It's common Kuruk.
Okay.
Yeah.
It's
Yeah.
just coming up in...
Oh, it's because his language thing is broken. Sorry.
Okay.
Yeah.
Yeah, it looks like gibberish.
I gotta fix that.
Creepy gibberish. It has perfect to the aesthetic, but
There you go.
nope,
No.
still
No?
the same.
No. Christ.
Just translate it for us.
It says-
I like the creepy vibes it gets off.
It says, "Ah, boss, we're getting outflanked." Exactly what he said out loud.
Okay, perfect.
Yeah, sorry. I gotta fix that real quick on their base model. There we go. Is this guy fixed? Let's find out. Okay. So in response, he says these words first.
Nope, can't read that.
Nope.
Yep. No, he says something in a language that you don't understand. Something foul and profane sounding. And then he says, "Kill them all. Nahemoth will sort them out later."
Oh, really?
Okay. That brings us to this guy. He's going to...
Where'd music go?
Oh, there should be music.
I don't have any. Could be just me. But...
Okay. He's going to take the dodge action, trying to... Because they've got a good line around their guy that they're protecting right now. So he's just going to take the dodge action. D. Okay. He's going to charge and attack. He misses. Charge and attack. He misses. He's going to fight back. He misses both times. So these two here are fencing. The cultist comes up, slashes wide. The soldier turns, swings in. Cultist blocks with his scimitar, blocks the second attack. So there's a lot of ting-ting going on now.
Okay.
This guy is their boss. He wanders over to this one here. And he's going to attack with his sword. He misses the first attack. He misses the second attack, rolling the same thing.
Yay.
A lot of whiffing going on here. Timothy, your turn.
Whiffing is not a bad thing.
Both of these guys are our enemies.
Timothy says out loud, trying to convince the party.
Yeah.
That's 30 feet right there.
Okay, put over here. I'm gonna bolt over here 30 feet,
Okay.
and then move here, and that'll be my turn.
Okay. So you dash.
Weapon drawn, dash.
Mm-hmm. All right. It's this guy's turn here in the center. He sees you all coming in. All he sees right now is a man in a cloak. He comes up to this
Yeah.
guy and says, "Die, filth!"
Hmm.
He hits him, slashing him for 19 points of damage
Hey.
with his halberd. He swings again, hitting him for 10 more points of damage with his halberd. Ah! Vera, your turn.
Well, there's only one thing to do. That's I will bonus action rage.
You fly into a rage.
Where is my rage?
Under features.
I
You sh-
roll rage.
Yeah.
Okay. And then I will move 5, 10, 15, 20, 25, 30. That works. And I will target this guy.
Yeah, because fuck him in
And-
particular.
Yep. And he's gonna get a saber to the face. That
Okay.
sounds solid, right?
Yep.
Great.
Yeah, he's turned around to fight you guys.
And it's a normal attack, right? And then no.
14 hits.
Okay. It was almost much better. Does it automatically do rage?
Yeah, it should add the 2 in at the end.
Okay.
Yeah, that... You kill him. So James blasts him with energy from the sword, and you come up behind. You swing as he's turning around, catching him right across the face, mostly cleaving his skull in half. And he hits the ground dead.
Tracks. Okay. I don't get a second swing, right?
You would have extra attack among your features, and you don't. So no, you
Okay.
get the one swing.
I will turn and face this next guy and snarl my teeth, and try to intimidate him while I wait to be able to hit him.
Okay, make an intimidation check.
Sure.
At advantage, because you just killed that guy next to him.
All right. Thanks for the free action.
Oh yeah. He's not happy about that.
Great.
Let's see.
End of turn.
He's distracted. Okay, so this soldier is going to attack the guy across from him twice. That's a miss. And a hit. Dealing 7 points of damage. Seeing that the fight has actually broken out, this guy is bravely going to run up to these two guys, tying them up in melee. And he's going to attack one. Oh, he hits him. He hits him good, too. 16 hits, 8 slashing damage. This guy, this cultist here, staggers. Blood dripping from his entire torso. Seeing that he's got that guy on the ropes, he's going to take another swing at him. Miss. This distracted cultist is going to attack you at disadvantage. The distraction only lasts for 1 turn. He hits with a 19, dealing 6 points of slashing damage, halved to 3. This cultist sees you approaching him, Timothy. He locks eyes with you, and you see his eyes, where the black of the pupils should be, burning red.
We give him a thumbs up wearing a robe.
He takes a big swing.
Damn it.
That misses with an 8. Rianne, your turn.
I would like to. I believe. Yep, I can get right up here. So we're now flanking him, and I'm going to attack 1.
Flanking, you would have to be here.
She has advantage anyway because I'm raging, and it does the
Oh, yes.
attack within 5. Yeah.
Yep. So she has her attack at advantage.
Oh. Yes, I do. Attack. Give me my cookie. Why are you not giving me my cookie?
There it goes.
There. There it goes. Advantage.
Yeah, it hits him.
I'll take that.
Go ahead and roll me damage.
Normal.
Oh, yeah.
I'll take that too.
He's dead. After he takes a wobbly swing at your cousin, you walk up and you slam him in the face with your battle axe.
Shall we, cousin?
Just getting started.
Onward and inward.
Oh, wait. You have 1 attack left.
Yeah, but there's nobody in range.
30.
I already did my movement action.
Yeah. You can chuck a hand axe, but it's over 25 feet, so it would be at disadvantage
And
at
it
that
would be
guy.
disadvantage.
Yeah.
Yeah, no.
Okay. End of turn then.
End of turn.
Mayhem's turn. Mayhem sees that you three have engaged in combat. For a moment, he thinks to himself, and then run. Bork? And then he runs. Bork, 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 bork. And he's gonna dash to get to the other side of this guy. He's now threatening this cultist. Okay.
You know, I'd be really sad if Mayhem went before.
Don't even say it. Don't put it out in the universe.
What? No. If he had a better initiative roll,
Okay,
I would
that's
be
fine.
sad.
That's fine.
That's what I'm talking about.
Okay. This cultist here says, "My lord, we should get out of here."
Cowards.
The battle has swung in the faithless' favor.
Oh,
Oh, it's
God.
not over yet.
It's James's turn. James is gonna rock up to you gals. He's gonna pick an enemy, and he's gonna blast him. I'm gonna blast this guy. Boom! Yeah,
Ooh,
so
yo.
he just turns and points the sword, purple energy crackles up the blade and lances out, striking the cultist, blowing a hole in him. He collapses to the ground, purple smoke and flames burning out of the probably soccer ball sized hole that was blasted in him.
Ow.
Okay, this guy's no longer dodging. He's getting involved. He's going to go and help this guy over here. He hits him with a swing of his sword. And he hits him again, killing him.
None of these soldiers have taken any damage, have they?
Nope. That's how it's done. Nope, that misses.
Trying to hit them and hit them.
Quit trying to do something and do something. Yeah, he's focusing on this guy. Again, a miss. I mean, these guys are pretty well equipped. They got chainmail and shields, so that misses. And that misses as well. He's going to use the disengage action. And he's going to stab a knife into this cultist in his back. And he's going to keep moving.
Why?
Timothy, your turn.
I could probably die here.
Have you reached your Valhalla? Is that what it is?
I don't know. I think I'm gonna go attack Valentin.
You're disengage. Are you going to disengage, or are you just going to walk away?
I'm just gonna walk away.
Okay, the cultist is going to take a swing at you.
Yeah, this is
He
this is
misses.
stupid, but I'm gonna do this.
Okay, you rock up to Valentin. The cultist missed you.
If it's in character, it's not stupid.
It's well, there you go.
You miss. Okay, so you swing, and his enemy just left, and now you come up to him, and he turns. He blocks your swing with the halberd, pushing forward and moving the blade down, and he looks you in the face. And he says, "You. They told me they killed you."
Guess they weren't good at their job.
And now it's his turn. Unless you have a bonus action you want to spend.
Not unless I hit him, which unfortunately didn't happen.
Okay.
So my bonus action was witty banter.
Ah, yes. The most striking of bonus actions. He's gonna make a honor saving throw right now. Okay. He says, "I'm going to put my oath aside, because there are more pressing things right now." And he's going to attack the cultist. He misses. Clearly distracted by you. Swings again. Misses on a natural 1. He drops his halberd, takes out his short sword, and stabs him, killing him.
Oh, good. Now we're both evenly weaponed.
Let's see here. Okay, yeah. That'll be the end of his turn. Vera, your turn.
Well, I'm going to not target myself, but move 5, 10, 15, 20, 25, 30.
Okay.
And I'm going to throw a javelin at the guy fleeing.
At him? Okay. He is 50 feet from you.
So I can still throw a javelin, right?
You can still throw a javelin, yeah. But it's at disadvantage.
Why is it at disadvantage?
Because it's over the range. The normal range. Normal range is 30 feet.
Why don't you help Mayhem?
Because she's singularly focused and has not had time to absorb the fact that
Timothy just abandoned him there.
yeah, pretty much.
Oh my god.
Ooh,
That
but
hits.
a waste of a natural 20. No.
But you hit him.
And that is not a waste. A natural 20 on an attack roll is never a waste.
Oh my god, you kill him.
Hell yes.
You rock up just next to the pillar. You barely see Timothy taking a you barely catch this exchange as you show up just as it's ending, and you hurl that javelin over this guy's head, and it arcs down, striking this cultist right below the base of his neck, where his neck connects to his torso, straight out the front, and he hits the ground.
Hell yeah. And I say, no, you don't.
Mwah. Epic. Well done.
Yep. Now, just so I can understand the mechanics, because I think I have this, but because it was ranged, I wasn't able to do advantage because of my rage, right? It has to be melee for rage.
Reckless attack, you have to declare a reckless attack.
Okay. So if it was reckless,
then it would have been a nat 20.
Okay.
Yeah.
Doesn't matter. But then because I did damage, it still keeps my rage up, right?
Exactly. Because you made an attack, it keeps your rage up. You don't have to even hit. You just have to be attacking.
Okay.
Yeah.
I'm getting it.
Yep. End of your turn?
It's gonna have to be.
Okay, this guy.
Hi, buddy.
Says, "What are we doing, sir?" Valentin says, "Kill the cultists." He's gonna move to kill the cultists. He crits on that cultist with a 23, killing him in one blow. This man follows orders.
Yeah, he does.
Yeah, he does.
He comes over. It looks like he's checking on his boss. He's gonna take a swing at Mayhem.
No, he's not.
He missed.
Great.
That would have hit him yesterday, but because
I'm so glad I got him armor.
Because of the massive armor, he misses. Oh, Rianne, it's your turn.
I am going to come up on this guy, and now he's flanked. Try to attack.
Yeah, he's hard pressed. because of the pillars behind him. He's got nowhere to go.
Correct. Why are you not giving me my attack roll? There you go. So do I have advantage since he's flanked?
Yeah, I'll give it to you.
Awesome. I'll take that.
Yeah, 27.
Yep. Damage.
Yeah, because he's got nowhere to retreat to. He's flanked. 7 points of damage. Pretty badly wounded, trying to fend off you and this soldier at the same time.
I'm going to take my second attack.
Okay. He did not realize you had a second attack in him. He panics.
I still have advantage because he's still flanked.
Yep. Yeah, roll damage.
I'll take it. I will take a 25.
Yeah, that hits. Yeah, he's dead. Yeah, you slaughter that guy. Just hit him twice with the battle axe, and blood is painting the pillar.
And the ground, and the soldier next to him.
And you. You need a bath after this.
Like that hasn't happened before.
Mm-hmm. Just covered in it. That'll take us to Mayhem. Mayhem is going to attack the cultist. Normal attack. He hits. He deals 6 points of biting damage.
Go Mayhem!
That's not properly configured. He should have this many hit points left. But the cultist does succeed a saving throw. Yeah. Full damage save. Gotta check that off. It automatically took off half because he succeeded the save. Fix that. Okay. James's turn. James is going to move a little closer. Can he actually get to... He can! He's going to take a swing with the sword with a flanking attack.
Maybe shoot a soldier?
Yeah, he hits the cultist.
Oh, this is gonna hurt.
And he kills him. Okay. Because it's still because it's still a stressful situation for Timothy, we're gonna stay in initiative. This guy says, "Sir, all cultists are dead." This guy looks like he nods at you, Rianne, and says, "Hell of a swing for hell of a lady."
Thank you kindly, sir.
Well, this is gonna be awkward.
Timothy, your
I'm
turn.
gonna swing at him again.
Okay.
Oh, God.
I really want to hit him. I want to hit him more than I want to hit anything in a long time.
Oh my god, you crit.
Oh my God.
Not only am I going to hit him, but I'm going to use the most powerful divine smite that I can on him. So let's roll damage first.
Oh my God.
Damn, dude.
Now I'm going to divine smite him.
Okay.
You're very loud.
Sadly for us, nothing showed up in the tracker other than Divine Smite.
And-
No.
It's okay. So, he got hit for, I think it kind of glitched out there, for 18 points of damage.
Ouch. Well
Yeah.
done, Timothy. .
And then Divine Smite is an extra 2d8.
Right. So
Plus 1d8 for each spell slot higher than.
yeah.
Unfortunately, I can't go higher than the first, but it's the thought that counts.
So it's just the 2d8. What kind of damage is it?
Radiant.
Radiant. Okay. So and did you roll that or did that not take?
It didn't take. I clicked on it to roll, and it just popped it up to the.
Okay. That'd be another 16. All right.
Oof.
So you hit him really hard with your what do you have, a longsword? Oh, you have a saber. You have a
saber.
Yeah, you have a crest of a saber. So you swing this sword that the cloaked woman gave you when she found you nearly dead, crackling with radiant energy as you slam it into him. He takes the hit like a champ. Kind of push him to the side a bit. He's still got his shield and his short sword, and he wheels on you, putting his shield between you and him, and he's looking you in the eyes. And he says, I was just following orders. There was nothing personal about it.
Ooh. Ouch.
Mm-hmm.
And then he says, I understand if you want to just settle this here and now. And he's going to take his attacks on you. He's going to take short sword attack.
Ooh.
16 misses. And he's going to take a shield bash on you. That crits you. 27. Dealing 20 points of damage. You got to make a saving throw for me. Strength saving throw. Okay.
Oh.
You're prone. And he stands over you with the sword. He's got one more attack, and he says, remember how this could have gone. And he leaves the short sword in the dirt next to you. He's going to walk away.
Oh, I hate this guy so much.
He says, we are leaving. And that'll end initiative.
What the fuck just happened?
I have no idea. Can we like do some sort of insight while that was happening?
Yeah, you absolutely can.
Okay.
Please. Because, yeah, need to insight. What the fuck just happened? Because that ain't normal.
No, it's not.
Yeah, it's so close. How did we both get 10s?
I don't know.
I mean, I rolled a 10.
A flat
and have nothing to add.
No, +0, +0, +0. Really rubs it in your face, doesn't it?
Yes, it does.
Yeah.
I rolled
Like,
crap
I know.
and,
Oh, no, that's this is a
I'm
good
imagining we're both doing like these twin looks of, huh?
Yeah.
What the fuck?
A lot of brrr going on.
Yeah.
They walk. These guys walk away unless somebody says something or tries to stop them.
Or attacks them.
I can't stop them. Well, they rank.
Mm-mm.
He ranks me. I
Yeah,
can order
no.
the soldiers around, but I can't order him. Even as a baroness, he ranks me in the military. He's a captain. I'm a lieutenant.
He's a house forces captain. You guys are totally separate.
Ah.
you're putting this together at the very least, because of your noble background. He is you for the Charon family. So he is a member of the cadet line, and he's their protector. He's a captain of their house forces. He's very important to them.
Okay. I'm going to remember him, and at this particular point, I'm going to go over and check on Timothy.
Okay. Timothy's wounded badly. Are you gonna try to chase after him, Tim? Or are you gonna stay there?
I actually don't know.
Rian's going to take that away from you and push you back down onto the ground and say, stay here and stop bleeding. Then we're going to talk.
If looks could kill,
If looks could kill, I would have been dead centuries ago. I am going to spend one of my healing potions on him.
I think Timothy's gonna just bat it away and then just lay on hands on himself.
Okay. As you do this, as this exchange is happening, Valentin Verscheren looks back at Timothy just the once, and then leaves the streets.
Spit out a mouthful of blood.
Okay. This is your loot entity here. If you want to loot the cultists.
Sir Cassie, you want to grab that? Gabby?
I will in a sec. I'm feeding,
Okay.
filling the water bottle for the dogs. Sorry.
Mayhem comes over and licks your hands, Timothy.
What a good dog.
Did that guy leave his short sword in the ground here?
Yes.
I'm gonna grab that.
Okay.
That's the weapon I'm gonna kill him with.
Okay.
Is there anybody else around us currently?
Just some citizens poking their heads out the door. You do hear the clopping of hooves. It sounds like someone is coming.
We're gonna have to limp away now.
Fighting Corinthian troops and running does not set well.
There's a dagger, some leather, a long sword, a scimitar, 6 scimitars, studded leather, and some torches. Do we want any of that? Armor, long sword, scimitar, maybe?
Maybe. If nothing else, we can shove what's her name into it.
I'll just take all of it. We can figure it out later.
Timothy, let's head over to this nice tucked away area. We need to talk.
Perhaps we should leave a little bit further away than the nice little tucked away area from the town corner, surrounded with dead bodies.
Well, I'm already heading for cover. Mayhem.
Does it sound like the military is who is coming? Like
it does.
I will wait.
Okay.
I will clock where they're going, and then I will wait.
James says, if you want me to be a little farther away, I'm okay with that. If you want to have a
working on that
private conversation.
No, I think this is something we all need to hear.
Okay.
Tim's still trying to collect himself.
You guys went into the house.
No, we're in between the houses.
Okay.
We're
Okay.
still going further away.
That's fine.
I don't know where we're going because it's a map edge.
Yeah, I'll whichever direction the elves are coming from, I'll wait to meet them.
Okay.
We're nearby our inn, aren't we?
No, you guys are about halfway across town. Actually, this token should be large. 2 by 2.
Where's Del?
She's down here.
Del outside?
She's
okay.
downstairs with me.
Oh, okay.
What a twist.
For real. That was a very interesting fight you made.
Mm-hmm. You just like I didn't roll higher in initiative, otherwise it would have been blessing some cultist.
Oh God.
Okay. So let's resolve this up here first. Real quick. So coming down the road, man on horseback, big squad of troops, infantry behind him. Heavy infantry and a couple of ranged infantry. They are, based on their heraldry, just from this distance, you can tell they're part of the local garrison.
Okay.
They are the... I gotta check this character, actually.
Yeah, and I need to refresh anyway because I can't actually see anything.
These are Night Raptors. So they're part of the local garrison. He kind of lets his horse stomp over the cultist.
Uh-huh. Glad we looted first.
Yeah,
He
and
left the torch there.
he comes around the side here, and he addresses you first, before addressing his troops.
Uh-huh.
He says, I am Lieutenant Jace Hawline of the Night Raptors. Please identify yourself.
Bronze Knight, Verakasa of Jinan. I usually am stationed out of Fordyth, but I have business here.
Okay. He says, I see. You took care of these bandits?
Not on my own. I'm with a party, but we had some injuries. I stayed so we could hear you coming. So I stayed so we could explain what happened.
Okay, make a persuasion check.
I mean, it's all true. So.
Yep, that's why it's persuasion.
Okay. Be
She's get
charismatic,
advantage
Vera. Eh.
He says, all right. I'm gonna have my men poke around here for a bit. Nobody's lurking in any bushes to jump out at us, I assume?
No, absolutely not. I'll point out where the leader is.
Okay.
He was trying to flee.
These heavy infantry.
And I'll say, I'll explain that they had them surrounded. Who was involved with the fight based on what information I knew. I don't know if I ever got the guy's name. So I'll just say I probably figured out it was a house guard.
He nods.
And say that they were organized. They had 2 on each side. They came from all directions, but he was fleeing in the direction, and I'll point to where the leader was killed.
Okay.
And just kind of give them the layabout.
This heavy infantry veteran says to the lieutenant, they're all dead. Looks like pretty good work, too. And he hands something to the lieutenant. He picks it. He nods. And he says, good work, Bronze Knight. Then he salutes you. He says, and he looks like he's counting for a moment as he wheels his horse around. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. Says, these bandits are part of a gang known as the Red Racers. They are basically the criminal element in town. Just to inform you, since you're from Fordeth, you may not know this, they're our primary concern within the city walls. You come across any more of them, they're KOS.
Understood. This guy is higher rank than me, right?
You guys are equal in
We're
military
equal.
rank.
Okay, and
You have a higher knightly rank than he does, but you're
okay,
both lieutenants.
that's fine.
So that's why he's
But he
speaking to
said they're
you.
called the Red Racers.
Red
Razors?
razors, like razor blade.
Razors.
Yeah.
Okay.
And he says, you find any more of them, they're KOS. And he says, I'll put in papers for you to get a bonus.
I thank you.
Thank you for your service. And he says, all right, men, let's start cleaning this up. He just posts his horse on the side, and it looks like he's acting lookout, and these guys are starting to move the bodies. You're free to go.
Okay, I will go. And I'll head the direction that I saw the group go.
Yep, they are down here. You spot them between the buildings here. Vera catches up with you guys.
I'm asking an out-of-game question.
Yeah.
Daniel, how involved is the conversation we're about to have with Timothy?
Like super involved.
As it's 6:15 my time, which means it's 8:15 GM's time, I think. Or
Yeah.
is it 7?
It's 8:15. I'm good. The only reason why we stopped earlier, most episodes, is because Raven's clock is so far ahead of us that it would be very
Okay.
small hours of the morning for him. I'm good to keep going.
Okay. I thought that was a reasonable question.
Yep, it was.
I'm not really too sure what I'm gonna say yet.
It
I'm still thinking on
honestly,
it.
it might be worth still leaving. I don't know. It's up to you guys.
I think the person we need to interrogate doesn't have his story straight yet.
Right.
That would make sense because it just happened and he's off his guard. I would have the conversation now because it's most true to what happened.
Yeah, I
Yep.
kind of agree with that one. I just wanted to check with the GM.
That is a good point. There's several like backstory elements that I also need to refresh my memory on.
Okay.
You have the GM.
You've got
He is
me.
the lore master.
Do you want us to maybe pause for 5 minutes or something, and you can have?
Yeah, do you want to have a side with me and then we can come back?
I think that sounds fair.
Yeah.
Yeah, okay, we can give it a shot.
Okay. Meet me in general, and I will leave the ladies here. So, I'm gonna mute the mic and the audio for the stream for a few minutes. Actually, I'm gonna put us on the intermission page, and then we'll be back.
Okay. Works.
All right, we're back. Update. The party has since moved out of town. So we're about here. I'm going to turn the directed camera back on. Okay, they're about at the corner of the Salamander Farm, outside town. It's probably been a good hour since the incident. So...
Timothy's gonna walk up and then sit against the fence. Start wiping the blood
I
off of his
think.
shirt.
Are you sure you don't
I
want
think
at least one of these healing potions? You've been resistant the whole time.
No, thank you.
Okay. I will sit
What?
next to him and mirror his posture.
what the fuck just happened?
Well,
I realize mayhem and bloodshed, but
Mayhem cocks his head to the side,
Yes, good boy,
yes, you
Mayhem.
were a good boy, mayhem.
wags his tail.
the damn dog.
You know what? I will gesture for Mayhem to come closer and kind of push him towards Timothy because petting a dog's always really nice
He
and
sits
calming.
in front of Timothy and lays his head on Tim's knee.
Yes.
That was Valentin.
We gathered as much.
Well,
And the words nothing personal makes it very personal.
yeah, no shit. Honestly, I don't even know why you two are still here.
Well, an innate curiosity to find out what the fuck just happened, and a sense of duty to Cruenth over and above people. For me, anyway.
A sense of duty.
For me, the dog likes you, so.
What the heck is wrong with you? I
Certainly
am.
means something, right?
I am already dead. I had one
For the
chance.
undead, you look remarkably healthy.
You joke. I had one chance to catch them off their guard, and now they know. Mm.
Know what?
Know that they've missed one.
Could we rewind this to the beginning?
Sure, I'll tell you. Why not? I mean, it doesn't matter anymore anyway.
For a second, let me interject something into your mind there, Timothy. You do recall that these two women are directly related to the Ariash family, who are also a powerful family in Corinth.
Mm. It wasn't too long ago where I was in a completely different situation than where I am now. I was at a wedding, believe it or not. It was my sister's wedding. Um, she was beautiful. She was marrying Nikolai Sharon. It's a name that might be familiar.
Is it?
Yes, he is the current governor of Sorath province, recently appointed. He is the son of Duchess Vercharin, and he is the current heir of Vercharin.
I mean, a wedding would normally be pretty well-known information. Does that give us an idea of who we might be talking to? Did we know of the wedding of Nikolai?
You were on the road when it happened.
Okay, that is valid.
It wasn't very wildly advertised. It was a private affair, more political than anything else. But, oh, did it make my sister happy? It made my family strong. You see, Nikolai, as the heir, would put us in a very profitable position. One that my father and my family was eager to take advantage of. Him, Deves, his sister, and Valentin as captain. Anyway, it didn't last. A night of festivities ended in a morning of bloodshed. I don't know why it happened. I woke up and everything was burning. I was attacked and I fell within 2 hits. It was pathetic. And then whenever I next regained consciousness, it was in a pile of bodies being lit ablaze. Barely managed to crawl away. If Valentin was even half as competent as his job, I wouldn't have survived the first time, let alone the second. Anyway, I somehow got overlooked in the cleanup. And I woke. Some native must have found me, nursed me back to health. Made my way to this town, was trying to find out information. Came up with a pretty decent plan, I thought. And then royally fucked it up. Now they know I'm still alive. I'm probably killed on sight. And I'm surrounded by 2 strangers who are very curious about my backstory, like I'm some kind of charity case. I think I have several broken ribs. Although this dog is very warm.
Timothy isn't your name, is it?
You're much smarter than you look.
Ooh,
I will not take that as an insult. I have spent far too many years pretending to be stupid in the shadows.
I'm sorry. That's me lashing out. I shouldn't do that.
well, you saw him and you went rage. I know
I
how that feels.
so Timothy is not your name.
No, Timothy was a house servant. He was one of the bodies on the pile. Now, my real name is Dominic Manipul, part of the Manipul family. Not very big, but we were fairly profitable in dealing with botanical trade.
The obvious question: why? Why kill your sister? Why destroy your family?
Well, I'm pretty sure my sister's still alive. I see no reason for them to kill her. Why they felt like we were a threat and had to be destroyed, well, your guess is as good as mine. If only we had an interrogation.
Well, it also sounds like Valentin isn't the one pulling the strings either. Do you think that's Nikolai?
I honestly don't know. Valentin was the weakest link. He was the closest I could get. And even then, fate once again screwed me over.
You said botanicals. What what did your branch of the family specialize in?
Mm, rare and exotic plants. Honestly, it was my sister and my mother who dealt with most of that. I handled, you know, the basic menial trade um, contracts with the various merchants.
I am not saying you are a liar, but something is not adding up, and I do not like it.
There's no motive.
There's no
We don't-
motive. This makes less than no sense.
What could I possibly have left to lie about?
No, not you.
That's what we're saying. There's
It's not you. There is no motive. This makes no sense. There is no
we're
reason
missing
behind it,
something.
no profit. There is something missing.
Tell me about it. Everything I have left to my name is right in front of you.
No, you
Can
have a
we
horse.
That's true. Can we roll a history or insight on the family name now that he mentioned it?
Yeah.
What would make the most sense?
History would.
Okay.
I have that as a preferred. Do I get that at advantage?
This is outside of major families, and it doesn't have anything to do with your major family. So I would say it's a straight roll for
Okay.
you.
Okay.
Well, whenever that shows up, there it goes. Okay. 9 and 14. You're not
It's
recall.
outside of mine.
Yeah, you're not really recalling anything about the maniples. Vera, you remember something in a roundabout way. You
They do
rem
teas.
not
Vera's very into tea.
not specifically, though they do have some trade in tea. The thing that you remember has more to do with conflict.
Okay.
About a generation and a half ago, you recall reading this in one of the military history books that you picked up. There was a military conflict internal between the Farloda family and the Charon family. And the Manipoles were vassals of the Charon family, and the Manipole land is where the conflict was fought. The Farloda family is the premier druidic family in Krunth. They basically have a patent on druidic magic, and they enforce it with extreme vigor to the point of they have sued people into the dirt. They have assassinated people. They have done everything they could to kill or take out any threat to their monopoly on magic that alters plants and the earth in general.
Okay.
The Farloda land is the breadbasket of central Krunth. It feeds more people than all of the agricultural output of the Justier family combined because of their magic. The Justier family owns all of the provincial sections of Krunth. That's every major city. So the Farlodas are outpacing in agricultural output all 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7 major cities in Krunth.
Right, which makes sense when you have an entire culture of druids that can do plant growth.
Exactly. So, with that in mind, and knowing that there was a conflict, what you're thinking is somehow this has something to do with the Farloda family. They had something to do with this. They may not be the primary actors, but there's a reason why this happened, and they're the reason. You don't know how, but it's in your gut. That's what you feel.
Okay. With the history check and all of that coming to mind, I will just not say too much about it, but I will ask Dominic if
Mhm.
he's heard of the Farlotus and just see what his reaction is.
His eyes will kind of narrow, and he'll be like, "Of course, I've heard of the Farloda family. There was conflict with them many years ago, but it was settled. Not only that, but our specialty was in rare and unique botanical herbs, and not mass outputs, not even on a commercial scale."
Are you certain it was settled? Because this does not sound like it was settled.
I'm not certain of anything anymore.
Obviously.
Timothy, roll, or Dominic now, roll a history check with advantage. Because this has to do with your own family.
Nice.
You recall that your grandfather did extremely well in that battle. He basically, alongside Charon champions, helped turn the tide in that battle.
It was actually my grandfather, Dominic Maniple I, who turned the tide in the first conflict. That's one of the reasons why we were awarded our
Thief.
our fief.
Waiting over a generation is something my cousins in the mountains would do, not humans. You said
Did
exotic
anyone?
plants.
Yeah.
I was going to say, is there any specialty that has come up recently? Anything unique? You know,
Can I do an insight
game
roll to
changing.
see if I remember anything?
Yeah, that would be more of a. Are you better at insight? Is that why you're asking for insight?
Mm-hmm.
Okay. I'll. This is an insight roll against your sister.
Mm-hmm.
So go ahead and roll that. Let me pull her up.
Eh.
Okay. You recall her one day with your mother being very standoffish about a particular plant. You remember this as one of, the basic ingredients in healing potions. It's called helixin. That's Helixan. Helixin is fairly common, but it is difficult to grow, and it is um, the key component in healing potions. Without it, they don't work. It is not particularly rare, but like I said, it's difficult to cultivate. The Halixen that your sister and your mother were doting over was a bit different. It was thicker, it was hardier than other varieties.
Hmm. Uh, we weren't dealing with anything rare recently. The only thing that came up um, was a strange fascination with, I think, Helixin. It was a common plant used for health potions. I think, yeah, my my sister, my mother had just developed a way to finally cultivate a particular variety of it. But it's by no means rare.
Well, do you think they might have dipped their hand a little too far in the magic side of herbalism?
It wouldn't have been magical. It would have been something that anyone could have done once the proper
That
strain was released.
that is what you're missing. Anyone. So if they wanted to keep a monopoly, then who better, you know, remove remove the rest of the family that knew about it, they would keep the monopoly.
Dominic will just keep hitting his head against the fence post he's leaning against.
Not connect.
That's why they kept her alive.
Yeah, there you go.
So that
You've
they
had
can
a
use
bad
her to
day.
cultivate.
Yep.
And now that they know that I still live, I have no chance whatsoever of finding her.
I wouldn't say that. You have us on your side.
Well, what do you want?
What do
What
I want?
what can I
What do I
possibly
want?
pay you?
First off, what I want is to find my nephew and kill him so he stops endangering the kingdom. I would also like to eventually die in my bed, warm and comfortable. I doubt I will get to do either of those. What I truly need to do is protect the kingdom, which I've done for centuries and will, bright willing, continue to do for centuries. This sort of interscene warfare is not good. We're at war with fiends. We cannot afford to have one family sitting on health potions, which are incredibly hard to find and treasury breakingly expensive in the amounts we need them in. This is the sort of thing that will lose or win the war. So, what you've already given us is information, which is beyond price.
Use my sour tone, but at this current point in time, I very much hope that whatever demons attack do so in great number and kill everyone in this town.
That is not an unwarranted opinion, but there are too many innocents in here. And this is full of innocence. Just because there are their lords does not mean the people deserve that level of pain.
They don't deserve it. did did your cousin deserve it? Did I deserve it?
Oh, no, you did not deserve it. Calvin, I would judgment on Calvin.
Whatever is happening within those walls, whatever lies behind those stones, that family is a part of it.
That we agree on.
Most definitely, which means it has to be taken off from the bottom and the top.
But I don't think all is
Vera,
lost.
I owe
I've
you an
seen,
apology.
Yeah.
You were right. Calvin is probably involved with this. This is the sort of mayhem those beasts would love to sow.
I don't like to be right in that regard.
I didn't think you did, but I owed you the apology.
It's not warranted, but I'll accept it. Not needed. I mean, I've seen.
So,
I do think not all is lost. Um, he left you alive. That's his own hubris. I
He
think you
left
owe
me
it.
to suffer.
I think you owe it to him to stab him in the back.
oh no, he needs to stab him in the face so he knows who's killing him.
Oh, that'll work too. Whichever version strikes your fancy. But his own hubris will be his undoing.
And how?
I'm gonna make a roll
He
for
left-
James real quick.
Okay. It's only suffering if you don't do anything about it. You have an opportunity right now. You have people who are willing to help you. You can stand back on your feet, get stronger. That was a hell of a divine smite. Do it a couple more times, a little bit stronger. Get it at the top.
James says, "This is a wild idea, but what if they're now afraid that you're still alive and that you're going to tell the authorities?"
I would have thought that if that was the case, they would have put me down.
Valentin doesn't seem, and I don't know him very well, but he doesn't seem like the type of guy that is pulling the strings here. What did he say to you again?
Oh, nothing personal.
Is that all he said, or did he say more?
He was just doing what he was ordered.
Is that it?
He thought I was dead. That was a give me.
Mm-hmm.
That's all I can remember.
What was his reaction to the cultists that we just fought? How did the military react to the cultists that we just fought? You were talking to them, weren't you, Vera? How did they react?
He said he had to hold on to his oath.
Did say that. I had eyes just for him, so it must have slipped my mind.
Valentin said he was gonna put aside his oath? And then what'd he do?
He attacked the cultist.
Vera,
Hmm?
when you spoke to the guard, what did they say, cultists, or did they call this something else? I don't remember what you said.
They did not call them cultists. They called them kill on sight. They say bandit.
They called them
Kill on
bandits.
sight bandits.
Red razors.
Bandits.
is what they called them.
Mm-hmm.
Even though, it's rather obvious those weren't bandits.
Quite obvious.
I looked behind
The
me when we
rot-
were leaving the streets. They were burning those bodies.
You don't burn bandits' bodies.
No, you don't.
That lieutenant knows more than he said.
I think the rot is far deeper
Mm-hmm.
than any of us think.
And I think Valentin is afraid of them.
The cultists?
Because he chose to attack them before settling something that he's oath-bound to do.
That is an excellent point.
Well, that gives us a lot to think about, doesn't it?
That lieutenant goes on our crazy board tonight.
Mm-hmm.
Mm-hmm.
Crazy board?
Yeah.
Don't worry. I've been in the military long enough to also know that you don't trust the name.
You guys are talking string, aren't you? You're talking about pictures and string.
Yeah, that's a crazy
Yeah,
board. Yeah.
for sure.
Those never end well. Brienne stands in front of and sort of over Dominic and shoves one of the healing potions at him. Drink this. If you have cracked ribs, it will help.
Dominic will take the health potion.
Good.
We need a list of people we know we
Can't-
can trust, James says.
Well, I assume we know we can trust the Scaldi.
He seems
He
trustworthy.
wants one thing. He wants one thing.
Big fights.
Food.
I mean, he's
He wants
big
food,
fights.
money to be able to get food, and he wants to fight things.
Well, it sounds to me,
We can trust our.
James says, sounds to me we could just buy him easy.
Yeah.
As long as he stays bought.
There's
I
one thing
do
you
think-
can trust, it's coin.
Yes, coin and the power of alcohol. I do think I can still trust Kara.
I think you can. And I need to delve deeper into the roads I have.
How do we feel
God,
about Piper still?
Piper is what Piper is. I have no doubt she is exactly what she says she is.
Yeah, that's kind of the
Do
feeling
any of
I have,
you?
too.
No,
The
she's
scholarly
fairly
type.
obvious.
I do have Kara looking into her just for peace of mind, but no, she's as forthright as it gets so far.
So far. Well,
You know, we do know where a lot of the military like to eat. We could always hunker down a little bit, listen to what is going on at the barbecue shop,
we can.
see if anything.
I fear
comes
now
out.
that if I show my face too publicly, I may draw unwanted attention.
Mm, there are ways around that.
Yeah. We'll step through that one carefully.
Yes, but Vera and I both know our ways around makeup, and I do not know off the top of my head, and I apologize for this. Does Dominic have a beard?
He doesn't. He shaved it off whenever he went into hiding.
Okay. So, a beard would be bad, but, you know, help you be recognized. But we can do things. We can change the color of your hair.
Yeah, we could throw some mud on you, James says.
James, you are not being helpful.
I thought that was
Why are you
helpful.
No! My head hurts.
Just make him really dirty.
No. We
You'd
will
be
make him very
surprised.
clean.
Sometimes you just need to add glasses, and then people won't know who you are at all.
A hat.
Sometimes the simplest thing will actually go a long way. So maybe we can get you like a monocle or something.
We need a wizard or something.
I think what we need to do is get Dominic back to the where we're staying. Pardon me. Where we're staying, and then go out and start buying supplies to keep him hidden. Not to mention, need to talk to some of the more questionable elements of the city and see what they know.
They also might have stuff for disguise. Just throwing that out there.
Why not?
Yeah.
I have nothing to lose.
What? That makes you the single most dangerous person in the city.
Yes, it does.
She holds out his hand to help him up.
He'll take it and stand up,
Watch the ribs.
right?
That's what the potion.
Yep.
Right.
All right.
Right.
And you guys head back to the boarding house?
Yes.
All right.
Did not think of that word.
And we will start there next session then. I want to thank you guys for having a wonderful session with me. And I will see you guys in 2 weeks, actually, on the 2nd.
Oh,
Such
yeah.
a good RP episode.
Yeah,
That
good.
was great. Thanks for giving me a second to prepare for stuff. I had to pull up some backstory stuff.
Yeah, no, I
really
gotcha.
quickly.
I gotcha, man. I'm gonna give you guys your XP,
Yay!
and
Yay!
actually, I like this one better. Players. Add players. Remove that one, and we're gonna do. I'm gonna do that.
I will catch you all later. I gotta run.
Okay.
Take care.
See y'all next
Bye,
time.
Daniel.
All right, everybody.
See you next time.
Have a good one.